guests आ रहे हैं, Zami's आ रहे हैं, just be ready. I request everybody to take the silence and please welcome. सुनाई नहीं ना किसी ने, switch off your mobile phones कैसे कर?
Ladies and gentlemen, I also request you to please put your mobile phones on silent mode.
Please embrace yourselves and grace the arrival of our respected dignitaries with a huge round of applause. It is truly indeed an opportunity today for all of us to be here. Now I request all of you to make yourselves comfortable by taking your respective seats. The capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. Good day to you, and may your morning be excellent. My name is Sugandha Bora, along with my co-host Samir.
On behalf of SMBA's fraternity, we welcome our chief guest of the day, Honorable Mr. Ashish Jain. I'm also gratified to welcome our guest of honor, Honorable Professor Dr. Abul Hussain. I would also like to welcome Honorable Professor Dr. Afshar Alam, Vice Chancellor, Jamia Hamdard, Honorable Professor Dr. Reshma Nasreen, Dean and DSW, SMBS, Honorable Professor Dr. N. Ravichandran, HOD, Department of Healthcare and Pharmaceutical Management, and all the respective faculties and students who have joined us today.
I thank you all for taking out your time from your busy schedules in order to join us in the International Healthcare Conference 2023, Transformational Era in Healthcare, the Pathways to Sustainability, sponsored by Mod India, Techno Hub Laboratories and the Al-Shifa, a multi-speciality hospital. We are also delighted to announce Python as our knowledge partner and EK Publications as our publishing partner for the conference.
Now, allow me to call upon stage Imam Sahib for the recitation of the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم من أجل ذلك كتبنا على بني إسرائيل أنه من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا. कुरान पाक की एक आयत पढ़ी, उस आयत, पूरी आयत भी नहीं, उसका एक टुकड़ा पढ़ा है मैंने अभी आपके सामने। इसमें जो मैसेज है वो आज के ज़माने में इतना रिलेवेंट है, अगर लोग सोचें तो उनको मालूम होगा कि कितनी अजीम बात कही गई है इस आयत में। दुनिया में दो तरह के आदमी होते हैं, एक वो होते हैं जो जान लेते हैं किसी की, और एक वो हैं जो दूसरों की जान बचाने की कोशिश करते हैं। कुरान ने इस आयत में दोनों आदमियों के बारे में कहा है कि जिसने किसी इंसान को नाजायज़ मार दिया, बिला वजह मार दिया, उसका खून कर दिया, उसने इतना बड़ा गुनाह किया कि उसने जैसे सारे इंसानों को मार डाला। एक इंसान को मारने की वजह से उसने सारे इंसानों को मार दिया। اتنا بڑا جرم، اتنا بڑا کرائم کیا اس آدمی نے جس نے کسی انسان کو بلا وجہ مار دیا. اور اگلی بات جو ہے وہ آج کے اس پروگرام سے ریلیونٹ لگ رہی ہے مجھے، کہ جس نے کسی انسان کو زندگی دے دی، زندگی بچانے میں مدد دے دی، وہ ایسا ہے جیسے اس نے سارے انسانوں کو بچا لیا. جو لوگ ہیلتھ کیئر کی فیلڈ میں کام کرتے ہیں وہ یہ دوسرا والا کام کرتے ہیں. وہ لوگ انسانوں کی جان بچانے کے لیے جتنی کوشش کر سکتے ہیں وہ کوشش کرتے ہیں. اور ایسے لوگوں کو ہمت نہیں ہارنی چاہیے. کبھی ہو سکتا ہے کہ کبھی حالات ایسے ہوں کہ کام آگے نہیں چل رہا ہے، لیکن ایسے لوگوں کو ہمت نہیں ہارنی چاہیے. وہ اپنا کام کرتے رہیں. ایک دن وہ کامیاب ضرور ہوں گے جو لوگوں کی جان بچاتے ہیں اور نئے نئے طریقے سوچتے رہتے ہیں کہ کس طریقے سے انسانوں کی جان بچایا جائے. مجھے ایک بات یاد آئی، میں اس بات کو ذکر کر کے ختم کروں گا اپنی بات. مسجد میں ایک دفعہ ایسا ہوا، کئی سال پہلے چڑیا نے ایک گھونسلہ لگایا. آپ دیکھیے گا کہ چڑیا کا کام کیا ہے. ایک تو گوریا ایک چڑیا ہوتی ہے بڑی مشہور، شاید اب تو نظر بہت کم آتی ہے. اس کو زندہ رکھنا چاہیے. وہ جہاں کہیں نظر آ جائے اس کو پالا کیجیے. وہ اتنی کم ہوتی جا رہی ہے چڑیا حالات کی وجہ سے، موسم اور ماحول کی وجہ سے. تو اس نے چڑیا نے گھونسلہ لگایا مسجد میں. روزانہ صبح مسجد میں کوڑا پڑا ہوا ہے، انڈے ٹوٹے پڑے ہوئے ہیں، تنکے پڑے ہوئے ہیں، پر پڑے ہوئے ہیں. مسجد میں صفائی کرنے والا پریشان کہ روزانہ یہاں اتنا سب پڑا رہتا ہے. وہ اس نے صفائی کر دی اس کی. پھر اگلے دن پھر وہی کام، پھر تیسرے دن وہی کام. تو ان لوگوں نے سوچا کہ یہ گھونسلہ لگا ہے، اس کو توڑ دیں، ختم کر دیں. چڑیا چلی جائے گی پھر یہ گندگی نہیں آئے گی نیچے. توڑ دیا. اب دیکھیں چڑیا کا گھر ٹوٹا، خاموشی سے گئی. اگلے دن پھر دوبارہ ایک ایک تنکا لا کر اس نے دوبارہ اپنا گھر بنانا شروع کر دیا اوپر. اور پھر اگلے دن سے تنکے گرنا شروع ہو گئے. کئی مہینے تک وہ آدمی چڑیا کے گھونسلے توڑتا رہا اور چڑیا لگاتی رہی. ایک دن ہم لوگوں نے فیصلہ کیا ہمت ہار کے کہ بھائی اس کو اس کا کام کرنے دو، اس کو جینے کا حق دو. وہ جینا چاہتی ہے، اس کو جینے کا حق ملنا چاہیے. وہ اپنا گھر بنانا چاہتی ہے، اس کا گھر بنانے دو. جب ہم لوگوں نے اپنی سوچ بدل دی تو پھر چڑیا کا شور، چڑیا کے تنکے، اس کے ٹوٹے ہوئے انڈے پھر دیکھ کر ہم کو برا نہیں لگا. یہ اس بات کا ہم کو سبق دیتا ہے کہ جو لوگ اس فیلڈ میں کام کرتے ہیں کبھی ہمت نہ ہاریں. لوگ آپ کے گھونسلے توڑیں گے، آپ کا گھر اجاڑیں گے. آپ ہمت نہ ہاریے گا، اپنا کام کرتے رہیے گا. ایک دن توڑنے والے ہار جائیں گے. یہ ایک سبق ہے. اور یہی چیز اس آیت میں کہا ہے کہ جو آدمی کسی ایک انسان کی جان بچا لے. مذہب اسلام میں جان کی بڑی قیمت ہے. کوئی کسی کو ناجائز مار دے تو بہت بڑا گناہ کیا، ایسا جیسے سارے انسانوں کو مار ڈالا. اور کسی ایک انسان کی جان بچا لی، ایسا ہے جیسے اس نے سارے انسانوں کی جان بچا لی. تو انسان کی جان بڑی قیمتی جان ہے. جو لوگ اس فیلڈ میں کام کرتے ہیں صحیح معنوں میں وہ سلام کیے جانے کے لائق ہیں.
Without further ado, I would like to invite Honorable Professor Dr. N. Ravichandran, HOD, Department of Healthcare and Pharmaceutical Management, to please come forward on the stage and give the welcome address. Please join us, sir. Give him a round of applause.
Yeah, very good morning. It is indeed it's very great pleasure to invite Ashish Jain Sahab, Chief Guest, Professor Abul Hussain from Bangladesh as a guest of honor, Professor Afsar Alam Vice Chancellor, Professor Usman Nasreen, Dean, and my faculty colleagues, university colleagues, and my other staff members and the students. On behalf of Jamia Hamdard, welcome. can also be supportive, being a health, majorly like health-focused university, Jamia Hamdard, can drive towards kind of policy change. So that is the main focus of the entire conference. I hope we will be able to learn many from the participants who come from various domains and specialization. I like to put it on the chair. We got more than 90 plus papers, but we could accommodate only 30% of that, about 26 or 27 papers. So every paper that is going to be addressed or discussed here or mentored, like if anybody sent a review of paper, they have been guided to work on the practical orientations. Likewise, we got 40% of the papers come from only the industry, like industry practitioners. So that is one of the achievement, like the industries are coming up and taking the initiatives and joining the academic platform. So we could see that number of people from industry are taking part of this program. So I also thank them for coming all the way from different parts of the country. And interestingly, we got a couple of thinking, like we got in persons as a distinguished speaker from South, and we got from eastern part, we got people from western and as well. So we are able to represent as a country as a whole. We also got a couple of people like from Niti Aayog is one of the knowledge partner who is facilitating under the process, and there are two guests also joining us from USA. Likewise, we are able to get some kind of inputs from different global phenomena, particularly what is happening in the health sector. So with that note, we are able to gather some kind of sustainability towards like in the health sector, how to reach the particular solutions. So with that note, I once again welcome all the chief guests on the dais, and on behalf of my students and the university, I welcome all the guests and people come from other institutions like particularly Shumar and Gipsar and other institutions, and we welcome all of you. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir. As a mentor, guide, and a role model to countless students, you have inspired generation of educators to pursue excellence and to make a positive impact on the society. We are grateful to you for being here.
Now, I'm pleased to invite Honorable Professor Dr. Reshma Nasreen, the Dean and DSW of the School of Management and Business Studies, to address the audience. She is a renowned academic and a visionary leader who has dedicated her career to the pursuit of excellence in teaching and research. Ma'am, please join me to please address the audience.
Good morning, all of you. Thank you, Samir, for that gracious introduction. I think my job is half done. I was supposed to give an introductory note, but a briefing has already been given by our HOD. So what I'll do is I'll add to the welcome that Sir has extended, and I'll give my thoughts on transformational era in healthcare, the pathways to sustainability, what I understand from an outsider point of view, because core healthcare research domain. Right? We are talking about transformational era in healthcare, but I was just thinking, as I learned that I have to give you the introductory note, I was just thinking that the Indian system of treatment and the Indian subculture that we have has been focused on sustainability. If you take Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, all this streams of treatment are very holistic in nature. We have got herbal formulations, we have got natural way of treating individuals, and this inherent process of treatment of individuals would lead to sustainability. So I think, as Sir said, in terms of policy deliberations, through different tracks, I think individually we should tell the Western world how the Indian system of medicine, with its inherent domains of sustainability and compatibility with the environment, is the way to go for the Western world. If you just go through the SDG goals and all elements of health, hygiene, these things, lots of dumping, lots of processes that we are facing today and then we have to reform have been a result of Western practices that they believed inherently. India and the Indian subcontinent, the way that we have been going in the developing nations, we are not attributing to this kind of global warming that the West has done. This is my perception from this. I may be in subcontinent because our guest of honor, Mr. Hussain, is from Bangladesh and it is a part of the Indian subcontinent only. So we have been focusing on those things for a long time. So has incidentally got academic as well as administrative exposure to things, so he will be able to deliberate on this much better. So with these few, okay, one more thing that I need to add, that Hamdard, although we have got a system of Unani where we are almost very unique in that, but Hamdard has a unique blend of the alternative medicine and the traditional medicine. And this uniqueness gives Hamdard the right to give pointers in policy decision making. So I once again congratulate Professor Ravi Chandran to choose a topic for the conference which is inherent to the ecosystem of Jamia Hamdard, inherent to the belief of our founder father Hakim Abdul Hamid Sahab, and I wish all the participants of the conference, it's nice to know that 40% out of 26 are people from the industry. So please help our students in hand holding also and give them more guidance and bring in industry inputs to our course curricula as well, because as we are progressing towards NEP, we need to be more practically oriented. Thank you all and thank you, sir, for inviting me. Wish you all the best for the conference.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As the Dean of the SMBS, you have been instrumental in transforming the institution into a world-class center of learning. Your expertise and insights into the business world have helped shape the future of countless individuals who have been a part of the school. Now, without any further delay, I request Honorable Professor Dr. Afshar Alam to felicitate our Chief Guest of the Day, Honorable Mr. Ashish Jain sir, with a token of gratitude. Please give a huge round of applause. Now, I request Honorable Professor Dr. Afshar Alam sir to felicitate our guest of honor of the day, Honorable Professor Dr. Abul Hussain, with a token of acclaim. Now, I request Professor Dr. N. Ravichandran sir to please felicitate Professor Dr. Afshar Alam, the Vice Chancellor of Jamia Hamdard, with a token of appreciation. Now, I request Professor Dr. N. Ravichandran sir to please felicitate Professor Dr. Reshma Nasreen, Dean and DSW of Jamia Hamdard, with a token of gratitude. Now, I request Professor Dr. N. Ravichandran sir to please felicitate Imam Sahib with a token of gratitude. Sir, please. I request the dignitaries to please make themselves comfortable. Now, it is my privilege to introduce our chief guest of the day, Honorable Mr. Ashish Jain. He completed his MBA from Institute of Management Studies and is currently serving as the CEO of Healthcare Sector Skill Council. So, has also served as the director of Confederation of Indian Industry in the past, and his key strengths lie in relationship building, external relations, policy advocacy, communication, strategy, and planning. He's also known for his strong skills in maintaining and building relations with government ministries and departments, institutions, academia, and media. With no doubt, he is an effective communicator with excellent people management and leadership abilities. It is indeed a proud moment for all of us to have you here. I request you to please come forward and address the audience with your enlightening words. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Vice Chancellor, from Green University, Bangladesh, Dr. Reshma, Dr. Ravichandran, faculty members, students, and people from industry. I think it's a great privilege to be standing here today and speaking to all of you. As I, in the earlier recitation, Imam sir has just said how important healthcare is and how important role you play as in healthcare professionals. I understand probably you all would be connected to healthcare somehow. So probably all of us play an important role, but we all are undergoing a transformation today. What we saw as a healthcare previously 10 years back or 20 years back is been changing considerably because of the various reasons. The kind of we saw recently COVID, I think that changed completely how we look at healthcare delivery. I think Dr. Reshma spoke about Indian system of medicine, traditional healthcare. So I think we are at a cusp right now where the transformation is happening not only in India, globally in the healthcare ecosystem. But before I go to that healthcare aspect, I just briefly would like to talk to you about how do you actually acquire this healthcare skills, which is very important for any one of you who is into the healthcare domain. One way of acquiring the skills and the competencies through your formal education system, what you go through your diploma, degree programs, some opt for technician programs, some opt for nursing, and doctors, which MBBS and even so and so forth. Having said this, when we come, and people who are coming from industry would actually agree with me in this. Having gone through this formal education system still requires a little more polishing for you to be delivering these services on ground. When you talk of any healthcare, corporate hospitals or doctors for that matter, who are running the hospitals, you always find there is a gap in terms of skills which is required by the healthcare professionals, which is acquired through formal education today, and what they are desiring in terms of delivering the services on ground in the hospitals, in the clinics, etc. So here comes the role of the Skills Council, what the government has thought of as a campaign like the Skill India. I'm just coming to why the Skill India was required. What is the new national education policy talks about so much of emphasis on skills. So when we talk about skills, we are looking at the skills which actually enables you, empowers you, any individual to deliver the services which he or she is desired to. And I'm now stick to my subject in healthcare. The skills in healthcare is very, very important, and I think you will understand why. So because you are dealing with the human lives. Already cited in by Imam Sir saying how important is saving human lives, how important the human life is for everybody. So your role is to save human life, and that's why your role is very, very important, and your skill sets become very important. If you don't have the requisite skills, probably you are playing with the lives of the humans, which probably is not good in any of the ecosystem. And so for other sectors as well, but I think for healthcare it becomes much more important. So why the Skill India campaign took off, and the Honorable Prime Minister decided launched this Skill India campaign in 2015. Idea is how do we provide hands-on skills to our students, professionals across country. And there is entire ecosystem created around saying how inclusive can it be. So Skill India has been made very, very inclusive, saying anybody who is from the school ecosystem can join the Skill India movement and can actually get the skills. So the Skill India starts from the school level step. So anybody now talk about, you must have seen the new national education policy has been announced. So it talks about vocational education, skilling from class 6 onwards. So that's the depth which we are looking at, saying at what age the skilling should start happening. And when we say class 6, we are not saying that a student of class 6 will actually have a skill set, but they will be exposed to certain skills which will help them drive what is it they want to do once they reach at a level to decide their career, which area would they like to do, which area would they like to pursue going forward as a career. So what happens right now as a parent, I know, when my son was looking to, or when my daughter was looking to acquire for which area or stream should he should apply for. Probably, we follow the normal tendency, one should become a doctor or engineer, but there are multiple other things today in the country or across the sector. There are multiple areas where you can actually, have careers around. Within the health sector, you have multiple sub-sectors where you can create your own careers. So that awareness has to come, and that's the way I think new education policy has been drafted, that the student will be exposed to multiple sectoral skills so that he or she can identify her or his interest area and actually pursue accordingly. So what has happened under the Skill India movement, we had created so many sectors, sectoral skill councils which work specifically on these sectors. So across the Skill India, we have 37 sector skill councils today which work on different sectors. Healthcare is one of them. Similarly, you will find for automotive, capital goods, you can name the sectors. So all the important major economic sectors, you will have a specific body which is working on creating standards, driving the skill sets, competencies, working in industry very closely to see how we can acquire those skills. And there's a complete ecosystem now created. The best part of this ecosystem is this, that you don't get the skill set sitting in your classroom, sitting in your practical lab. It's hand-on skill. You actually go to industry, you learn with the industry partners, you actually go and work in the industry and then get your hands-on skills. For healthcare stream, let's say if you're pursuing B Pharma or a B Pharma today, probably you will be stationed in a life sciences company. You will get acquire those skills from a life sciences company directly rather than sitting in your classroom here and just reading your textbook. Textbook is good, but you need to learn it yourself. I think I remember one story which our Honorable Prime Minister has told at one of the platforms, that if you have to learn cycling, you have to do it on your own. You can't learn cycling by just reading in a textbook or looking at a YouTube video. You need to try and learn it yourself. You have to drive the cycle yourself to learn it. And similarly, so many other skills. So probably till the time you do it, you will not be proficient in that skill. And that's the whole agenda of the Skill India movement, that we should do it ourselves and then learn it what is required. And that's the most important part, because what we hear from our industry partners always is that the people which is coming out of the ecosystem are not fit for them for employment. For XYZ reasons, that the curriculum is not matching or the skill set is not what they desire to be. So probably this is the moment, this is the bridge which has been created between academy and industry, that they get the practical exposure to how they will run those programs themselves, how they will do it themselves and learn their skills over here. There's a very wonderful program which has been also started for services sector, which Government of India promotes, is the apprenticeship. This is again learning by doing. So the entire focus and momentum right now, and that's where the jobs would be for all of you going forward. You may end up, you may be cribbing later on saying, I don't have a job after this, doing my program after a certain, my graduation or post-graduation. But believe me, if you've done something, hands-on skills, you can demonstrate that you have that hands-on skills, the employers will be more than willing to hire you. They would be lining up to say, we want to hire this person. At least you will have an advantage over the other person who doesn't have that, experience or that hands-on skills. So your chances of employment is much better than anybody else who is just going by formal education. So please, whenever you are into even while you are doing your formal education, try and see, can you pick up a skill course? Can you pick up a skill course along with the formal education? Now, what has been also permitted in the education policy is that along with your graduation, you can have a skill course embedded into the graduation program also. So side by side, parallelly, you can also do a skill program, which will mean by the time you complete your graduation, you will also have a skill certificate of particular proficiency in certain areas which you would like to pursue, and that will enable you, that will empower you, that will differentiate you from many others who don't have that certificate. And that will also bring confidence into employers, saying that you already have that skill certificate, which means that you have necessary skills which is required by them, and they don't have to spend time in training you again for this. So that's the power which is being given to you in the new education policy now. Please make use of it and see how you can collaborate it and how you can actually make use of it to pursue your careers forward. When I talk about the entire ecosystem, it also brings very important thing. It's not only for jobs in India. It brings you the international mobility as well. While we are creating standards, while we are giving the skill certification, these are recognized internationally as well. So this skill certification which you get probably is, and it's being the work which is being done at a G2G level, which is government to government level, where they're signing MOUs saying anybody skilled, honorably certified in India on these skill certificates would be recognized in other countries also for the jobs. Which will mean, say for example, healthcare professional today, if you have to go abroad, probably you have to clear certain examination before you can be employed in that particular country. So if you want to move to UK today or want to move to, let's say, Middle East, they have their own examination before you have to clear before you can be employed. You still have to do that exam. I'm not saying that exam would not be required, but you better prepare to clear it. Because healthcare is one sector which is very, very regulated sector. So you need to be prepared well, and it empowers you to and it strengthens your skill set so that you can actually get yourself a good job after what you're doing today. And the entire system is created very well in terms of, say, there's a whole structure created. There's a Ministry of Skill Development, Entrepreneurship. There's a skills regulator, what we call the NCVT, which regulates the entire skill ecosystem, what qualifications, who can deliver those qualifications. So it's not anybody and anyone can give and come those skill certification to you. They're only respective bodies authorized or recognized by the skills regulator. They can actually provide those skill certifications. So look for those certificates. Go for those certifications so that there is some value for it, for certification for you in those markets, in any of the market for that matter. We had training centers across country. If I had to talk about ourselves, we have almost 3,000 training centers across country today which train people on different healthcare skills across the healthcare. If I have to say, probably we are present today in all states. We have almost present in 600 districts today out of 700 districts of India, where we have at least one training center, if not more. We have industry partners who are doing training with us, which is, or even you can name in hospital chain, probably we are associated with us in some form of training and inform, or in terms of experts, etc., providing experts. So we have those. And I'm also happy to share, because I think Dr. Reshma referred to the Indian system of medicine and the alternate medicine. We are also working in the Ayush side as well for you. So we are being mandated by Ministry of Ayush to develop the qualifications in the Ministry of on the Ayush as well, and we created qualification to those areas. We are doing qualification in yoga, Panchkarma, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha. We are creating those qualification. People have been trained across country, and if I have to just put a number, how many number have we trained? So till date, we have almost trained 5 lakh students across country and certified in various roles across healthcare. And this is going to continue. And we have, and we have been responding to the urgent needs which has been given to us, which is the COVID which came in last 2 years. We had been asked to create certain courses for COVID specifically. We all know during the time of COVID, probably we didn't have enough doctors, nurses in the country. So we had been asked by the ministry to create some short-term courses where we can prepare people in the shortest possible time, which can be deployed on ground. We have created 6 courses, which was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister himself. And we have trained almost 1.5 lakh people across the country on those 6 courses, which were deployed during the time of COVID in all these hospitals, to take over the burden from the nurses and doctors, etc., which were actually doing great service on the ground. So what I am trying to say, this ecosystem is such a flexible ecosystem. It adapts quickly to the requirement of the country and to the nation. It's not something which is cast in stone. So we are working with the technology, we are working with the requirements, we are going along what is required. So technology is going to play a major role going forward in terms of how healthcare services are delivered across them. So we're going towards the courses where you will find use of artificial intelligence, where you will find use of technology. So very, very basic thing of technology, I think, which some of you and many of us must have already used it somehow. I think some very, very basic thing like teleconsultation. We have seen now that before the COVID, the number of teleconsultation which happened, and after the COVID, that number has spiked up like anything. And what has also happened during the COVID, and I would say this is the silver lining of the COVID. Before the COVID, probably as a patient, if you want to consult a doctor, you would always prefer to go and visit him rather than take a teleconsultation. But post-COVID, probably, I think that hindrance is no more now. We are willing to take the consultation, teleconsultation, which saves our time, which actually reduces the burden on the hospital also, which is being now taken effectively, which also gives room now to use technology for delivering different healthcare services. We can talk of teleophthalmology, teleradiology, diagnostics. So there's so many things which have come up now in terms of how technology can be utilized for delivering healthcare services. So there will be tremendous change what we'll see going over, how the healthcare services are being delivered till now and how it will be delivered in the future. I would stop here for now. Thank you very much for inviting me, sir, again. Thank you.
I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude for the incredible job you have done today, sir, interacting with the audience. Your insights, expertise, and engaging personality have given us an incredible, informative, and engaging experience. It was clear that you have a deep understanding of the subject matter and a real passion for sharing your knowledge with others. The audience was completely captivated by your words, I'm pretty sure about that. Thank you once again for your invaluable contribution to the conference. You truly made it an event to remember.
Allow me to introduce Professor Dr. Abul Hussain, the Chairman, Green University of Bangladesh, Dhaka, serving as General Manager of Royal Pharmaceutical Limited. Sir has also served as Senior Deputy Manager at Chittagong Metropolitan Hospital, Diagnostics.
Very good morning. On the dais, respectable Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mananiya Vice Chancellor, and our Chief Guest and other guest also, Dean Madam is here, Convener is here, and my colleagues and newspaper presenters here. Again, I would like to thank you, and I'm honored to be here because it's a big honor what I feel in fact, and thank you all the organizers for inviting me and giving the honor. So my background is in fact sociology background. So where to start about this topic, sustainability, sustainable healthcare pathways, transformation? These are a big question in fact, from the economic point of view, sociological point of view. So I would like to first share the sociological point of view. You know the Sustainable Development Goals. I think it is very familiar to us. There are 17 sustainable goals. We know it. UN Sustainable Goals, Development Goals. But there is a big question around the world again. There should be 18 sustainable goals. Now 17, but 18 sustainable. What about another one? What UN missed? There was for the animal kingdom. There is no sustainable goal mentioned, and also development targets on the animal kingdom. So we are, and everywhere in the world, we are living with the animals also. So we are not thinking about that, or you are not thinking about the animals. So in India, Bangladesh, from my knowledge, I know it, there are many development works beyond that very health, and resettlement is there. Soil in the jungle, and the animals are there, peoples are there, locality is there, and government is acquiring that very places. They are giving the compensation and resettlement opportunity for the people living on the daily. But the important is we are living our old friends every day, the animals, from the cats, dogs, and others. So this is one discrimination in sociology person. This is a big discrimination we have started in fact from the UN part also, not to address all for the living. Secondly, I would like to say about the transformation in technology and also in agriculture. What is happening everywhere? Everywhere we know in this continent, the farmers, peasants, there is a big history in India and Bengal and everywhere. The peasants are the farming and peasants are the main, farmers are the main wheel of the society. We know it. And still now, I think when we are talking about the industry, when we are talking about the others remittances in Bangladesh, 2 points we raise. The first, we are getting a lot of remittance from the outside, and we are exporting some garments. But to me, all these two sectors top level, but these are not sustainable. Anytime you are getting the remittance from the outside, Middle East and others, 90% people are here in Bangladesh, from Bangladesh perspective, 10% in Europe. But that very people are working in unskilled work, and I know in Indian people is more. So the main question is the vulnerable sector. When we are considering the remittance is the main sector, this is the vulnerable sector. When we are sending the garments items to Europe, America, in Bangladesh and India also, there is a vulnerable sector, because you know these sectors are vulnerable because of market. Sometimes in America and Europe also, they are raising many points, child labor and others. So if they raise the point, and for the political reasons they can stop it. So these are the not sustainable things. Sustainable is not. On the other hand, agriculture is sustainable, but agriculture nowadays just in Bangladesh and India, corporate agriculture is now going to the door. So corporate agriculture means it sounds well. Yeah, you will get the many facilities and yeah, all these things you are getting. So you need marketing, all these things. Your life will be changed. But I believe that change will be root out from our origin. So we don't want that type of change in our rural society also. But the industrialization and urbanization happening every day. But what kind of industrialization and urbanization happening in this part, Bangladesh, India, China, that is also not sustainable. So environmental hazards. Sometimes I see the air pollution in Delhi and air pollution in Dhaka. They are fighting in fact, who will be one, who will be fast. This type of things are happening. So there are many questions to address. I think there are many papers here, and we will hear from you many talent papers and many things we will get from you. So we are behind of time. So because of that, I want to finish here without touching the sustainability of healthcare. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your insights and expertise on the subject would really be appreciated to talk about the sociological point of view as well as the transformational effect. And the ability to communicate the complex ideas in a clear and concise manner would truly be excellent. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Santosh and Ms. Neha on behalf of Honorable Colonel Ms. Anil Kumar Pokhriyal to please come upon the stage and accept the token of appreciation.
Dr. Afshar Alam sir, the Vice Chancellor of Jamia Hamdard, to please come forward and deliver the presidential address.
Thank you. Sri Ashish Jain, the Chief Executive Officer, Health Sector Skill Council, as a chief guest of today's international conference. Professor Dr. Abul Hussain, Chairman, Green University of Bangladesh, as a guest of honor. Professor Reshma Nasreen, Dean of School of Management and Business Studies. Professor Ravi Chandran, the Head of the Department of Healthcare and Pharmaceutical Management. Delegates from different institutions, teachers and dear students. It is my opportunity to all to gather here on the occasion of International Healthcare Conference on Transformational Era in Healthcare, the Pathway to Sustainability, is organized by the Department of Healthcare and Pharmaceutical Management. And I have to give the presidential remark. Mr. Ashish Jain has already delivered about the health sector skill council, what government is doing. But one thing I would like to mention here, even in India, the health sector is still not up to mark. Any developed country, if their education and health is a government priority, we call as developed country. But now in India, there is a gap between the rural health center and the urban. So that's why mostly rural people, they want to prefer to go to city. And there's a big pressure to all the capitals, especially Delhi, because of the health care. So my suggestion is that no doubt the government of India has taken a wonderful step to create one separate Ministry of Ayush, and present government for last 9 years has given wonderful grant, which seems our Jamia Hamdard is a healthcare university. So I used to visit many Ayush committees and their institutions in Hyderabad, in Chennai, Srinagar and all. The Ayush has taken a wonderful step by Modi government, and they wanted to put more, Ayush brand, not like Unani, Ayurveda, Siddha, lot of things are there, and a skills program is there. Since if you are a doctor, for example BUMS, you will practice allopathy, although you did the course of BUMS and you are doing allopathy. So there's a lot of mismatch even in healthcare. People, they are doing whatever their job, they are not doing that. So that's why government promoted at least 15% of Ayush professionals should be in government hospital. They are creating centers in the hospitals for Ayush center, even in the Lohia Hospital, Ramana Lohia Hospital in Delhi. They have a separate Ayush wing where you will find Siddha, Homeopathy, Ayurveda and Unani doctors also. So for preventive medicine, these are the wonderful area where India has developed a lot. But the topic is a very wonderful topic. Professor Ravi Chandran has given the transformation era in healthcare. And India is a signatory of SPG and wanted to achieve that goal in 2030. And the third important goal is a good health and well-being. And that is a very important aspect. No doubt the government trying. But one thing I feel that societal problem is also there. You all people are management graduates. Nobody want to go back to rural area. That is the major challenge in India. Everybody want to stay in a urban area. Same like Bangladesh, Dhaka is now in a where you can't live it in a proper life in Dhaka. Same like in Delhi, traffic management is the biggest challenge. All the good hospitals are coming up only because hospital is also in corporate way. So government has taken an initiative wonderful that every district should have one medical college. The government of India has already initiated that proposal that every hospital district should have one medical college, so that the people from village will get a better health facilities in a district hospital, district cities and all. So this is the biggest challenge in India and Bharat. If we call as Bharat, there is a huge, deficiency in healthcare and all. If you talk about India like Delhi, metro, like Bangalore or Chennai or Calcutta, they have wonderful health facilities and all. So many people, those who are retired, they don't go back to their hometown. They said, no, I'll stay in urban because of the proper health care. So I'll request to all the delegates to discuss in that particular area how to fill up the gap, because gap in India is too much. When you are talking in an urban area, everything is excellent. Still, just 100 kilometers go out to Mewar, you will find nothing. You feel that you are in 500-year-old in Mughal era. So this is the major gap, and I always go and talk to in the government forum that let us talk about how you have to develop the small B, C, city class so that people will get and absorb them there. So this is the biggest challenge, and sustainability technology play a very important role nowadays. If you are sitting in Delhi and doctor wanted to take operation in anywhere of the rural area, they can do it because of artificial intelligence, expert system, lot of good health facilities are developed. But the challenge that we have to approach that health should, in education and health, we are not even crossing more than 10% of our gross domestic product. So it always it's 6, 7, less than 6. This is and why I am blaming society. Anybody will get a government job, they will not work. Every state government appoint a medical officer, you will not find the doctor will sit. They will do practice in somewhere else. This is a societal problem. So society also play a very important role. Government is serious, government is giving support, like you are talking about health sector skill, that is also very important area where if you find a good attar, for example, making the Unani medicine, preparation of Unani, you will not find a person who can make, a doctor will write the prescription, but who will make that medicine, nobody is available. So I request that you please sign MOU with us, we can develop our Unani system and we can generate the second level of health practitioner in India. That is very much important. Many people they do, which I had already mentioned, that if you go to Sangam Vihar, you will find 100 and 1,000 of doctors. Nobody is MBBS. Even in a metro city like Delhi, the quack population is more than 5 to 10 lakhs. This is the biggest challenge. A urban city where the capital, and we are talking about, we are this, that, but quack doctor is everywhere available. So that gap should be, no doubt MBBS is not going, let us create, even government was seriously thinking to create 3-year diploma. Earlier LMS program is running by Greater. So this type of thinking should be there, and as a management health sector people, they should work hard for the societal work, because society is equally responsible. Government do lot of schemes and they do lot of serious thinking, but society always creates a problem. So thank you very much for inviting me to give the presidential remarks. This is my address on sustainable development goal. India is very serious partner. Like you were talking about Bangladesh, so India definitely, if you compare 20 years back to India, we are doing wonderful. We are the best largest economy. We are chairing the G20, but some lacking points are there where we should work, and department should also the recommendation of this conference should send to the health ministry, or you should send to the education ministry, so that when they make the policy Niti Aayog, at least they should go for your deliberations or all. That is very important. So I request to the chairman of the conference, please send your deliberation to Niti Aayog and health ministry. At least the bureaucrat can see what is happening, what society is thinking about it. Thank you very much, and I thank all of you for this program.
Thank you so much, sir. Your vision and leadership have been critical in driving innovation and progress within the higher educational community. And your address served as a reminder of the importance of collaboration and the pursuit of excellence. Your dedication to advancing the field has been an inspiration to all of us, and we are grateful for the opportunity to learn from your experience.
So let's go ahead with the proceedings of the conference, and I humbly request all the respective conveners of the International Healthcare Conference 2023 to please come upon the stage. I request Ajmi sir and all the dignitaries. I would also like to invite P.S. Rai Chaudhary sir, Dr. Sakhi John, Mr. Mubarak Ki, Dr. Jawad Khan, and Ms. Arshia Farooqi. Thank you so much to all of you. As a respected member of the academic community and someone who has been instrumental in shaping our own education, I would like to invite Honorable Mr. Ubada Hakim. Sir, please come forward for the vote of thanks.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning to one and all present here. I, Ubada Hakim, Assistant Professor in the Department of Healthcare and Pharmaceutical Management, on behalf of the entire fraternity of Jamia Hamdard, would like to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me start by giving glory to the Almighty, a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to thank our Imam Sahib, although he has left, for initiating the event with the name of God. And my heart fills with lots of gratitude and respect for our distinguished guest to grace the occasion. The very presence of our chief guest, Mr. Ashish Jain sir, in today's program, in spite of his busy schedule, is a reflection of importance that is attached to their commitments. We all are inspired by your gracious presence and the contribution made in today's event, sir. I would like to thank our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Abdul Hussain, for his significant presence and words of wisdom. Thank you once again, sir. Now, I would like to extend my gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Afshar Alam sir, for his significant presence. Thank you, sir, for enlightening today's event. I would like to propose my warm thanks to our Dean Ma'am, Professor Dr. Reshma Nasreen, for her constant support and motivation in organizing such events in the school. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, the head of the department, Professor Dr. N. Ravichandran, for embarking a new goal every year. Sir, even today's program was not possible without you. Furthermore, I would like to pass my warm thanks to all the PhD coordinators, the student coordinators, teachers and the entire team, and wish them luck for conducting the event in a successful manner. At the end, I would like to thank all the staff, the volunteers, the helpers for their efforts in arranging this two-day conference. And yes, to our anchors, they have beautifully added the glory to this event. Thank you. Thank you once again. Now, I would request everyone to stand up for the national anthem, please. Now I request all of us, all of you to join us for tea.
ये वाली वीडियो की मन का
वीडियो चलती है मैंने वीडियो की नहीं चली
वो पीपीटीज खुली हुई थी
तो क्या पीपीटी हटा देती
बंद नहीं हुई ना वो मैं जैसे कि
मेन तो वीडियो थी ना वीडियो के चक्कर में ये था आपके विंडो पी आपने ये नहीं किया
सर
आप तो खड़े थे यार
हाँ हमने पेंट किया था
अच्छा पीपीटी खुली हुई थी ना
पीपीटी बंद थी
पीपीटी हटा देते यार पीपीटी खुली हुई थी ना ठीक है यार ठीक है चलो कभी कभार हो जाता छोड़ दो क्या चला रहे हो
मैं बंद कर रहा हूँ
इसे रहने दो
कोई और आएगा
उन्हें व्हाट्सएप पे
आप वहाँ चाह रहे तीन बंदे गेस्ट ठीक है कुछ चेंज नहीं करना बस डाक करना है
वीडियो शायद नहीं आया है आता तो पता होगा
वीडियो नहीं है
ऑनलाइन वीडियोस आए थे उन गेस्ट्स के
नहीं वो कनेक्ट होंगे
कनेक्ट लग जाएगी
ये मुझे नहीं पता